some of this before, but you didn't complain when you learned to speak speak English and you heard somebody say your name again. You didn't say, you told me that before. Language is repeated. That's the point I want to make. It's repetitiveness that enables us to get thoroughly involved in any language. Even if you are brilliant, if you just learn some of the language and then don't use it, pretty soon it won't be usable to you. What we have on the board today are what we call the 10 forms of the verb. Now this is one verb that we have here, but this is a pattern that is used to analyze all verbs. Because some people say measure verb, but it means compare, it's a pattern. And this pattern is used on the word fa'ala because fa'ala indicates action. It means to do something or to perform. The 10 forms is where we began. Then from the 10 forms we expand words from those 10, actually starting from form 1, and then we expand it to form 2, and then form 3, and but actually it's one form in form 1, and then 9 other forms are added on to that. There are actually 15 forms, but the last 5 are what is considered archaic, so we don't even bother about trying to present them. And what is important about this is that we need to understand the forms so that we can figure out new words. I get a lot of questions. I had one this morning that was good because the sister wrote the Arabic letter. Some people will try to write me a note and try to spell it in English, and nobody is perfect in transliteration because there's no such thing as transliterating Arabic perfectly. Then some people are not as, quite as good as others. So you don't know what they're talking about. And I'm not so good with the language that I can figure out what you're trying to talk about. You have to take me to the verse and chapter and let me look at it. Then I can, because if I just shoot off something because of what I think that you're trying to say, and that may not be what you're trying to say. So this is how we actually do it for certain. And we actually do it for certain. If you ask me something about the Quran, and you're trying to tell me about it, and I don't know what you're talking about, I say, well, give me the verse and chapter. When I look at it, this is what comes in my mind, going through these forms. I want to know which one of these, first I want to find out what the first form is. And that's what we're going to work on today. Then I want to know, from the first form, from which one of these deriving from the first one, these other 9, did it come from? The first form itself is declarative. And all of these that we have on the board here are, by the way, past tense. Man's language is used to express activities, and those activities either have taken place already, they are taking place now, or he expects them to take place in the future. That's what we call tenses. Tenses: past tense, present tense, future tense. Now, of course, that's a little bit different arrangement from what you had in English. Because they started off in English, they said present tense, past tense, so it didn't start off right, because what comes before present? Past. So we should start off with that which came first. So the past tense, present tense, and future tense. And then Imam Mohammed, may Allah be pleased with him, improved our understanding a little bit more. It won't change our Arabic, our linguistic presentation, but it improves our understanding. And that is that for our comprehension, for the human ability, human capacity to comprehend time, there's only 2 times, not 3. There's only 2, and that's past and future. We can't conceive of the present. Our mind is not fast enough. By the time you conceive of it, it's already past, right? So you say, well, he's up there speaking now, but you don't hear anything until it's done. So it's past tense. All right? So that's just for clarification to help us for better understanding. But when it comes to analyzing the language, we still use 3 tenses: past, present, and future. Everything we have on the board here today is past. Next first Sunday we're going to do future, and after that we will do what is called next one will be what's called present. Present, and then after that we will do the future, and it will be 10. We're going to do 10. So I can't get all this on the board, nor could I cover all of it in one short period anyway. So we have the 10 past tense. When you see next time, you're going to see we're going to use the same verb, fa'ala. but you'll see that it will have some changes added to it. For instance, fa'ala is never the same anymore in the other 9. And then when the next 10 come up here, it won't be fa'ala anywhere. The fa'ala will be there, but it will be something either added in front of it. If it's in front of it, in front of the fa, then it's going to be a prefix. If it's between the fa and the I, or the ayin, or the ayin and the lam, then it's called an infix. And if it comes after the lam, then it's called a suffix. And that's how we extend words. So we want to hurry along because we got something on the other side of the board. The other side of the board is filled with letters that we use to extend words. You're going to need to become familiar with those letters so that you can suspect them when you see them in different places. What do I mean by suspect them? Suspect them as being additions to the word. They may not be, because it's 9 letters that we have. And these 9 letters do actually occur in root words. This is what we call root word, all right? These 9 letters, for instance, this fa here is one of the 9 letters that we're going to show you on the other side. But here it's not an extension. It is a part of the actual word. But you need to be aware of those 9 letters that we will show you so that you will know what to look for. You don't have to look for the whole, I don't know which one of the 28 letters is added in here. You'll know that there are only 9 possibilities. And you look to see them and then see where their place is the prefix, and then you'll learn how to recognize what's the prefix and what's an infix and then what's the suffix, and you come out with the root word. And that's where your comprehension is going to take place. So fa'ala is declarative. What we mean by declarative? It just said it. It happened. He walked. Or I just say walked. Rajala. That's it. That means he walked. All right? And rajala by itself would be an expression. It could be used as a whole sentence. You said, how did he get that? It's a rajala. I don't have to say huwa rajala, although we can say huwa would be he. But if I just say rajala, that means he walked. He went on foot, all right? Okay, and so then now the same form here, which means to perform, declaring that he did it. That's what we mean by declaring. I mean, just said he did it. Here we're saying that he did it, but how did he do it? Energetically. Now the emphasis, where it's an emphasis is refer you, because you see some books where they'll just say that this is emphasis form. And they are shortchanging you when they say it's just emphasis, because they're saying, because that really just applies to the fact that there's emphasis on the second syllable. Instead of saying fa'ala, we say fa'ala. Fa'ala, fa'ala. So the emphasis is on the second letter, fa'ala. All right, it's 2 of them there. But in this also, not only does the pronunciation change, but the meaning changes. And it means that this action that took place up here, now it's energetic, and that energy is either intensive and or extensive. It can be either intensive or extensive. What do I mean by intensive or extensive? Meaning it can be happening right now. By one person. Right now. That's intensive. Or it could be happening over a long period of time by one person. That's extensive. Or it could be happening by a lot of people, either right now or over a long period of time, and that still would be extensive. Why? Because the energy is extended over people, over doers, or over time. That's what we mean by intensive, is within one doer. Extensive is over a period of time by one doer, or performed by several doers, all right? Okay, fa'ala. And then we have fa'ala, that's reciprocal. What do we mean by reciprocal? Meaning there's an exchange. You did it to me, I do it back, all right? And then af'ala is causative. Notice it says af'ala, not if'ala. Af'ala is positive command, meaning that there's authority in it. Af'ala. If we made this if'ala, if we put the vowel down and say if'ala, and by the way, I usually use a red pen for my vowels, and came off without a red pen today. I said, well, they're going to have to get used to not having the red markers anyway. But we usually use a red marker to indicate the vowels. The red marker indicate the vowels. But I've been teaching the class at home and took it out of my case and forgot to put it back in there. I need more than one red one. I'll make sure that doesn't happen anymore, inshallah. Okay, so af'ala, the a is a prefix. And notice what happened. When I put the prefix on there, then I put a sukoon on the first letter of the root word. That's a common practice for, it doesn't happen all the time, but a common practice is when you put a sukoon on, when you put a prefix on, you sukoon the first letter of the root word. All right. So when you see an early sukoon in a word, such as on the second letter, suspect that the first letter is added on. It's a prefix. All right? Prefix means fixed before you get to the first letter of the root word. And then, of course, infix between the root letters, and then suffix means added after the root letters. All right? So let's move on so we can get to the other side. All right, and then, taf'ala. This is, taf'ala, excuse me, taf'ala. Notice that fa'ala looks just like the fa'ala here, but we got a prefix in front of it. So this is also a matter of intensity, like here, but has a reflexivity, and it also means reflex. Oh, well, I've already got it up here now. I'm not gonna bother doing it. They're grown up. They can make it. Because I'd have to erase, and that would take a lot of time, and we don't want to. Thank you very much, though, brother Mumtaz. Mumtaz, that's me. That's right. Yeah, Mumtaz. Yeah. That's powerful. He's wise. Mumtaz. Actually, his name is Muntaz, but because of the tajweed, it's difficult to say Muntaz, so we say Mumtaz. Just like Mimba, that's actually Minba. But you say Mimba for certain, and we're not going to get off into that right now, but there's certain rules of tajweed that we have. All right, okay, so now, all right. I said, just wanted to share that with you. Also, long as I mentioned that, brother mentioned that, he said, Abdul Ghani. Yes, sir. It's like excellence. Yes, sir, excellent. That's right. I said, excellent. Yeah, yes, sir. I said, wise. I mean, excellent. You know, he seeks perfection. Okay. And he's one who does it. Move before there's one who does it. All right. Okay, let's go. I got off on something there. Okay. All right. So now, the ta is reflexive. What do you mean reflexive? Meaning that it's before the intensive and extensive, but it's also reflexive. So that means that there's a lot of energy involved in this act now. But what is happening as a result of that is coming back to the doer of the act. That's what we mean by reflexive. So he's just doing that for himself. Meaning that he's doing the act, but it's for himself. He expects the results to come back to self. Okay. And that's a common use of ta, although ta can also be used as a prefix for a second person, meaning you do this, you did this, and also it can be used as a suffix. And also you can take the letter and put a u on it instead of the a, and then that would be first person. I did. All right, I did. Okay. But right now, this is in this form where taf'ala means that the action that took place, he did it for himself. Okay. Tafa'ala. When we had fa'ala over here, didn't we? Mutual receptivity, and so this is kind of like 5 duplicating 2 with reflexiveness. Now this is 6 duplicating 3 with mutual receptivity. In other words, it's not only so this is going on now because I'm doing it, you doing it back to me. I'm doing over here. You did it to me, I did it back. That's it. Here is back and forth. We're still doing it. It could be doing a little jabbing or something, you know. All right. Okay, and then in fa'ala. Now this is the first time that we have a double prefix. We have the I and the nun, and this indicates that the action is passive. What do we mean by passive? I mean nobody received it. I didn't do it for you, nor did I do it for myself. It was just done. That's what we mean by passive. Passive means that there's no receiver of the action. The action was just done. All right. Okay, and so then we have if ta'ala. Now look at this. We got the ta in here, and then we have the I before it over here. Over here we had before the sukoon. Now, so this, and remember I told you this is authoritative over here. This is intent. This is not authoritative. This is like command. Another word for this is command. Causative is command. This is seeking it. You intend to get it. Okay? And it's going to be what reflects it. You intend